There is a trait. Ignore it and the world will erase you without a second thought. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how skilled you think you are. Without this trait, the timid, the reckless, the undeserving will outrun you, outmaneuver you, and take everything you were meant to hold. It is not courage. It is not charm. It is not brutality. It is invisibility within dominance. A presence that cannot be read. A silence that cannot be broken. A mind that cannot be predicted. Those who wield it are untouchable. They move through the world and force it to bend to their timing, their terms, their rules. Those who do not, they bleed opportunities, betray themselves, and vanish unnoticed. This is the dark trait, the one that turns hesitation into irrelevance, the one that gives the bold the unfair advantage they were born to seize. By the time this video ends, you will know how to wield this trait yourself. You'll learn how to move through any room, any conversation, any situation without being read, without being challenged, and without being replaced. You'll discover how to turn silence into power, absence into leverage, and mystery into dominance. Stay with me, because by the final moment, you won't just understand the dark trait. You'll know exactly how to make it yours, and how to ensure the world bends to your timing, your terms, and your rules. There is a war no one talks about. A war fought in glances, in timing, in what is said, and more importantly, what is left unsaid. Most men believe life is a series of obvious contests, promotions, recognition, relationships. They are blind. The real battle is invisible. And if you cannot see it, you will be devoured by those who can. Every interaction, every decision, every subtle choice is a move on a board no one has handed you the rules to. Most play openly, reacting, justifying, explaining, giving away more than they know. They are predictable. They are readable. And in the world that rewards ruthlessness, predictability is a death sentence. Strength is not in muscle. It is not in intelligence. It is not in charm. These are obvious. Anyone can see them. Anyone can measure them. Anyone can anticipate them. True power is invisible. It is the ability to move without being noticed until it is too late. It is the weight of presence that bends perception without effort. It is a silence that forces others to reveal themselves. Observe those who dominate the invisible battlefield. They rarely boast. They rarely demand attention. They do not chase opportunities. They draw them. Others run past thinking they are winning, while the silent strategist has already shaped the outcome. Timid and reckless alike are powerless in their presence because they cannot read the intent. The unprepared cannot survive in a world that rewards the unseen, the decisive, the patient. Most people live as though life owes them something. They react to events, hoping for the right timing, the right recognition, the right favor. But life does not wait. Life does not forgive hesitation. While you wait for permission, someone else moves and the opportunity vanishes. Every moment you hesitate, the world takes what could have been yours. The cost of being obvious is brutal. Every weakness, every hesitation, every predictable action is a weapon someone else wields. Every word over-explained, every apology, every attempt to please is a thread others will pull to control you. The more visible you are, the more disposable you become. Observation becomes your first weapon. Watch without reacting. Listen without responding. Let others reveal their hunger, their fear, their desire. The one who understands before acting controls the battlefield. Knowledge before motion is leverage. No one can buy. No one can steal. Those who react first are slaves to circumstance. Those who anticipate, who calculate, who move silently own it. Preparation beats reaction every single time. Reacting is submission. Responding is weakness. Acting with invisible precision is dominance. And the strange truth, most people never realize they are already in this war. They believe life is fair. They believe merit matters. They believe skill alone protects them. They are dead wrong. The world does not reward the worthy. It rewards the unseen, the patient, the unreadable. And here lies the cruelest lesson. Those who understand this battlefield wield a power so subtle, so precise that it appears almost supernatural. They bend outcomes to their terms, not by noise, not by force, but by mastery of perception. Those who do not bleed opportunities betray themselves and vanish quietly. Their absence is noticed only when the gap they leave is exploited by someone wiser, faster, sharper. What separates the winners from the expendable is not courage, not strength, not charm. It is the mastery of the invisible war. The victors carry a weapon unseen, unstoppable, bending everything around them without effort. Only those who learn to move like shadows survive and thrive where others fail. There is a power the world cannot see, but it reacts to instantly. It is not in your strength, your wealth, or your words. It is in the absence of everything expected. The silence where others shout, the restraint where others erupt. It is subtle, untraceable, and devastatingly effective. The world cannot measure it, and that is precisely why it bends to those who wield it. Men mistake action for influence. They think visibility is authority. They display themselves, speak loudly, gesture wildly, and seek attention. They believe that being noticed is the same as being respected. It is not. True dominance does not announce itself. It waits, it observes. It shapes outcomes without effort, without notice, without argument. A single glance, a measured pause, a carefully timed absence. These are the tools of those who understand the edge of mystery. Presence alone is not enough. Subtlety is the key. Those who master this power operate in a space no one else can map. Their motives are unreadable, their next move invisible, their influence untraceable. People sense them before they see them. Instinctively, they hesitate. They second guess. They reveal themselves first. In that hesitation, the unseen strategist strikes, not with force, but with control. Observation is weaponized. Everything around you is data. The words people choose, the pauses they allow, the gestures they cannot hide. Each tells you more than they intend. And while others rush to impress, to explain, to justify, the master of this trade remains unmoved, gathering intelligence, calculating timing, shaping perception. Power does not require noise. It requires patience, precision, and an understanding of human weakness. Most men are predictable. Their desires, fears, and impulses are transparent. They crave validation, approval, and attention. They act when provoked, react when criticized, and overcommit when flattered. Their intentions leak through words, tone, and posture. The man who understands the edge of mystery does none of these things. He reacts rarely, only with purpose. He speaks only when necessary, and even then, every word carries weight. His silence is louder than their noise. His absence more felt than their presence. Ambiguity is a weapon. People fear what they cannot read. When you conceal your intentions, you create a vacuum that others fill with speculation, anxiety, and overcompensation. They act first, reveal their strategy first, make mistakes first. You observe, wait, and act when the outcome already favors you. Influence becomes effortless because others betray themselves simply by existing in the same space as you. This is not instinct. This is deliberate mastery. It begins with self-control, with restraint, with the understanding that showing too much is weakness. Every unnecessary explanation, every emotional reaction, every attempt to justify or seek approval is a leash. It ties you to others' expectations and allows them to manipulate your perception of yourself. To wield the edge of mystery, you must sever those chains. You act according to your own timing, according to your own rules. not in response to the world's noise. Control is the outcome, not control through force or intimidation, but control through perception. People respond to uncertainty with fear, respect, and envy. The fewer signals you give, the more powerful they become. They fill the void with their own mistakes, leaving you the victor without lifting a hand. The truly dangerous man is unreadable. He is unpredictable. He allows the world to guess, to misjudge, to misstep. He does not compete on visible terms because the visible world is already a trap. He operates beneath it, above it, beyond it. Influence is silent. Authority is hidden. Power is invisible until it strikes, and when it does, it leaves no trace of effort. Those without this ability are exposed. They are loud, reactive, obvious. The world pushes them, tests them, and discards them. They bleed opportunities, chase illusions, and vanish unnoticed. The one who cultivates this edge bends reality without effort. Others act for him, stumble before him, reveal themselves, and in doing so, they enforce his authority without ever knowing it. This is the dark advantage. It is subtle, immeasurable, and lethal. It is cultivated not through action, but through inaction mastered. Not through noise, but through silence. Not through visibility, but through the control of perception. It is the difference between a man who is used and a man who is untouchable. It is the trait that makes the world bend before you. Power is rarely granted. It is seized, but not by the loud, the obvious, or the desperate. The man who rules quietly understands that visibility is vulnerability. Every unnecessary movement, every spoken word, every reaction is a breadcrumb others can follow to predict, control, or manipulate you. The truly untouchable understand. Silence is not emptiness. It is strategy. Every pause, every calculated absence, every unreadable glance is a weapon. The world is filled with men who act first, speak first, and reveal their intentions first. They believe momentum belongs to the loudest. They are wrong. Momentum belongs to the unseen strategist. Observation is the first rule. Every gesture, every hesitation, every slip of emotion is a piece of data. When someone brags, interrupts, or reacts, they are revealing more than they intend. They show you where their fear lies, where their greed lies, and where their loyalty ends. And you remain unreadable. You do not respond. You do not justify. You do not explain. You collect intelligence like a predator circling prey. Patient, silent, calculating? Control comes from absence. People overestimate presence. They believe being everywhere is power. It is not. Presence can be challenged. Absence creates a vacuum no one can fill. Timing is everything. A whisper at the wrong moment accomplishes nothing. A silence at the right moment can shift the entire balance of a room. You do not move when others demand it. You move when the advantage belongs to you. And when you do, the world reacts not because it understands, but because it is forced to. Influence is not argued into existence. It is imposed by perception. Predictability is weakness. The world loves to label. A man who cannot be labeled cannot be cornered. He becomes untouchable because no one knows where he stands, what he wants, or what he might do next. Emotion is a leash. Men who react emotionally are controlled by everything outside themselves. Praise, insult, rejection, temptation. These are levers the weak allow others to pull. The untouchable man feels everything but acts on nothing unless it serves his design. Anger becomes calculation. Desire becomes leverage. Insult becomes data. Emotional restraint is not coldness. It is mastery. And mastery is dominance. Influence is quiet. The man who makes the world bend does not shout. He does not display. He does not debate. He waits. He watches. He moves when the moment aligns with his strategy. This is the silent game. And most men fail because they do not play it. They mistake volume for authority, reaction for control, visibility for influence. They bleed opportunities in their haste to be seen, heard, or liked. They expose themselves to manipulation and replacement. The untouchable thrives because he understands what the world cannot. Power is not in the noise. It is in the unseen, the unreadable, the unprovoked. By mastering invisibility within dominance, you become the axis around which the room turns. This is the edge the bold exploit and the timid never see. It is the difference between being chased and being the one who decides who moves and who waits. It is the trait that ensures hesitation becomes irrelevance, uncertainty becomes opportunity, and silence becomes dominance. Those who understand it wield influence that cannot be challenged, cannot be stolen, and cannot be measured. Power is not given. Influence is not earned. Presence is not inherited. It is forged meticulously in silence, absence, and calculation. The untouchable man does not wait for permission to exist. He engineers the perception of inevitability. And you can do the same if you learn to control three essential elements: attention, timing, and perception. Attention is a currency most men squander. They scatter it on meaningless debates, petty conflicts, and the endless chatter of approval seekers. The untouchable spends attention like a predator spends energy sparingly, purposefully, surgically. Every glance, every nod, every interaction is calculated to reinforce uncertainty and create subtle dominance. You do not give your presence freely. You mete it out so others notice when it appears and feel the void when it disappears. Timing is the invisible lever of power. React too quickly and you reveal neediness. Wait too long and you risk irrelevance. The untouchable moves only when the odds bend in his favor. He observes, collects, and calculates while the world rushes to act first, speak first, and expose itself. A single well-timed word, gesture, or movement can unbalance the most confident opponent. Hesitation is not weakness. It is preparation. Patience is not idle. It is strategy. Perception is the battlefield. You are not fighting the visible. You are fighting assumptions, expectations, and invisible biases. The untouchable crafts his perception with care. He does not seek to be understood. He seeks to be unknowable. He reveals what serves control and conceals everything else. Others see confidence, mystery, and unshakable certainty, and they respond instinctively. You cannot fake it. It must become a living part of your presence. Control your gaze. The eyes are weapons. The untouchable never flinches, never averts, never apologizes with a glance. He observes silently, absorbing detail, noting reactions, micro-expressions, subtle movements. His stare does not seek approval, it commands recognition. Learn to wield silence and gaze as tools. Let your eyes speak when your mouth remains still. Let your presence unsettle simply by being. Master your energy. Most men expended recklessly nervous gestures, fidgeting, laughter, over-explanation. Energy betrays intent, weakens influence, and invites exploitation. The untouchable conserves energy, projecting calm, calculated control. Movement is deliberate, speech is measured, presence is potent. When he enters a space, people notice, not because he demands it, but because the room responds to the weight he carries. Absence is strategy. The untouchable disappears, leaving a vacuum. The world, unaccustomed to scarcity, overcompensates, revealing secrets, desires, weaknesses. Do not chase attention. Do not plead for validation. Withdraw strategically. Let others feel the cost of your presence. Scarcity is magnetic. Rarity is dominant. When you reappear, it is on your terms, and the world responds instinctively. Emotion is the leash most men fail to sever. Praise, insult, temptation, rejection. These are levers that manipulate the weak. The untouchable feels, but does not act until a moment serves him. Anger becomes strategy. Temptation becomes leverage. Insult becomes intelligence. Every action must reinforce the enigma. Speak less than necessary. Reveal only what serves control. React less than expected. Move slower than predicted. Mystery is useless if it does not yield results. Silence and invisibility are weapons only when wielded with intent. To bend situations to your favor, learn the art of strategic action. Presence is the spark. Control is the fire. The world obeys the fire. First, define your battlefield. Power is not everywhere. It is concentrated. Identify where influence matters most, the room where decisions are made, the circle where reputation is forged, the network where resources flow. Every action outside this zone is wasted energy. Strike where it counts. Leave nothing to chance. Awareness of your arena is the foundation of dominance. Second, act invisibly. Move without announcing your presence or broadcasting your intentions. Make every step appear effortless, almost accidental. This is not luck. It is deception perfected. Others will not see your hand until it is too late. They will sense your power only in the rearranged outcomes that suddenly favor you. Third, convert observation into leverage. Every conversation, every interaction, every moment of silence is data. Do not participate blindly. Absorb, decipher, and catalog. Who is weak? Who is overconfident? Who is desperate for approval? Information becomes leverage. Leverage becomes dominance. Fourth, let scarcity dictate influence. Never appear too available. Allow others to pursue you, to underestimate your reach, to misjudge your intent. Scarcity amplifies value. Rarity commands attention. Withdraw at intervals. Reappear at moments of maximum effect. Let the world chase what it cannot control, and it will obey the rhythm you dictate. Fifth, weaponize restraint. Most men mistake dominance for aggression. They shout, they overexpose. They act impulsively. Restraint is the sharpest edge. Speak only when it serves control. Move only when it maximizes effect. React only when it generates leverage. Often, the absence of action is louder than action itself. Sixth, manipulate perception subtly. Dominance is not about proving strength. It is about making others question their assumptions. A calm demeanor, a measured response, a deliberate glance. These destabilize others without a word. When people doubt their own judgments, they hand you power willingly. Seventh, turn rejection and challenge into advantage. Every slight, insult, or setback is data, opportunity, and fuel. Do not flinch. Do not overreact. Absorb the impact. Analyze the meaning. Adapt the strategy. When others perceive you as unshakable, their resistance crumbles. Finally, execute with precision. Dominance is not abstract. It is a sequence of deliberate actions that achieve measurable results. Each move should create momentum in your favor. Orchestrate words, decisions, and absences to reinforce your untouchable presence. Power is cumulative. Small strategic victories compound into irreversible advantage. Everything leads to one truth. Power is not given. It is seized, forged, maintained. The dark trait is not a philosophy. It is a code of law for those who move strategically, invisibly, untouchable. You began susceptible to hesitation and approval. Now, you are becoming the version of yourself who commands rooms without asking, explaining, or fearing. Remember the beginning. The trait separating the bold from the obedient is not courage, not charm, not force. It is invisibility within dominance, a presence that cannot be read, a silence that cannot be broken, a mind that cannot be predicted. Those who wield it bend the world to their timing, their terms, their rules. Those who lack it bleed opportunities and vanish unnoticed. This is not abstract. It is a war that occurs every day, every interaction, every glance, every pause. Presence is your first weapon. Silence is your second. Together, they make you untouchable. You learn the importance of voice, posture, and timing. You do not need to speak loudly, but every word carries finality. You do not need to prove yourself, yet your movements signal dominance. The world responds not to noise, but to certainty. You became a predator of opportunity, reading the room, observing intentions, creating gravity that pulls others into your orbit. Then came control over reaction, the invisible war within your mind. You stopped responding to provocation. Praise, insult, silence, temptation. Everything became fuel. You are no longer moved by emotion. You are moved by strategy. Scarcity is your ally. Withdrawal is your weapon. Rejection is intelligence. Every interaction is leveraged, every outcome calculated, every move deliberate. Finally, you transform presence into dominance. You act invisibly, but with purpose, observing before engaging, understanding before striking, influencing without exposing intent. Your moves are rare, strategic, precise. Silence speaks louder than words. Inaction generates anticipation. Restraint is your sharpest edge. People underestimate you, misread you, and when the consequences of your presence arrive, it is too late for them to counter. You have learned to convert hesitation into irrelevance, uncertainty into submission, observation into control. Legends are not built through effort alone. They are built through strategy, calculation, and ruthless consistency. Presence is not enough. You must act. Silence is not enough. You must influence. Observation is not enough. You must dominate. Merge all three, and you move through the world as an orchestrator, not a participant. You have learned the code. You have seen the path. You know the strategy. Implement it relentlessly. Kill hesitation. Kill predictability. Kill approval seeking. Build presence, mastery, and control. Become the enigma, the untouchable, the one others notice instinctively and cannot challenge consciously. The dark trait is yours, but only if you act. If you are ready to move beyond being seen, understood, and challenged, if you are ready to become untouchable, commit to the path now. Internalize these laws, execute them daily, and let the world feel your absence, your presence, and your authority. Do not wait. Your transformation starts now. Practice is the forge. Begin with micro drills that harden your restraint. Enter a room and delay your first word for 60 seconds while you observe patterns. Count the interruptions, map the alliances, note who seeks permission to speak. Ask yourself 3 questions before you open your mouth. What is the leverage here? What is the timing? What is the cost of speaking now? If you cannot answer, you do not speak. Train your body to stillness. Plant your feet, relax your shoulders, slow your breathing, wait your pauses. The signal is calm. Calm implies control. Control implies power. Let your physiology carry the message before your words ever arrive. In conversation, kill the instinct to qualify. Replace explanations with boundaries. Instead of defending, redirect. When accused, ask a question. When pressured, delay. When baited, ignore. When someone demands clarity, offer precision without confession. Use short, loaded lines that close doors. Not relevant. We will see. That won't work. Another time. Each phrase is a lock. Each pause is a gate. You do not owe your motives to anyone who has not earned them. Control your visibility. Do not post every thought. Do not attend every gathering. Do not accept every call. Scarcity builds narrative. Narrative builds magnetism. When you do appear, arrive composed and leave early. People remember the entry and the exit. Starve them of the middle. Decline invitations with calm certainty. Schedule your silence the way others schedule meetings, and guard it as the source of your edge. In the workplace, Stop volunteering your constraints. Do not narrate your workload, your fatigue, your frustration. Deliver outcomes, not updates. Move information like currency, measured, targeted, and slightly delayed. Anticipate objections in silence and let others speak them first. Then remove them with one decisive sentence. Protect your plan from premature exposure. Half-built strategies collapse from curiosity and chatter. Build in quiet, reveal in consequence. When negotiating, never be the most eager presence at the table. Eagerness leaks value. Let the other side overestimate their alternatives while you quietly expand yours. Set your walk-away line in advance and never announce it. Pause more than you speak. The side that tolerates silence longest writes the final terms. Understand threats. Some will test you with sarcasm, others with deadlines, others with public pressure. All tests share a goal: to make you react on their schedule. You will not.